taking time out with PSOA, Premier Sports Officials Association. Sean Johnston here from Omaha, Nebraska. And those of you who asked shall be given a training tape this week on two-person games. You know, we spend a lot of time at this channel talking about three-person and high-level situations. And really, 90% of our games that are played throughout the nation is at the youth, middle school, and sub-varsity level. So we're going to take time out this week to do two-person training tape number 1. In the month of January, we'll do another two-person training tape number 2, and then come back in February, two-person training tape number 3, before all the two-person championship games and tournament games are played. The agenda in this two-person training tape is pregame, jump ball, half-court coverage, press coverage, out of bounds, timeout, last second shot, and then we have game film of 1 quarter of our freshman game. So when we make these training tapes, we really think about all types of learning: visual learners, auditory learners, hands-on learners. So if you're a visual, hands-on learner, hang tight. That's what the game film's for. If you're an auditory learner, this is your spot. And please take time to use all styles of learning to connect the two. We want to get everybody prepared as best as we can, so when we go out on the court in a two-person game, we prevent coaches, players, and spectators yelling at us because we're already doing everything correct, because we took time out to practice at home. So here's a picture of pregame. So you have the visiting bench over here, which tells us the visitors are warming up before the game opposite basket. So you are in charge of the visiting team in two-person. Home team bench, home team will be warming up at this basket. Referee, you will be watching the home team warming up before the game. At halftime, we have warm-ups again. Then we're going to switch sides with the players. Referee will then go to the home side, make sure you're counting the same amount of players are still on the court that were in the book in the first half. And then you got the visiting team. Again, making sure the same amount of players came out that were in during the first half. It's always better to have not enough players than too many players coming out of second half. Reminder, in pregame, we are still doing a coaches meeting. So 13-13, referee, go over to the other side, get the coaches together. Umpire 1, come into that coaches meeting, introduce yourself. We are covering, is all players legally equipped? Coaches box. If they're out coaching their players, we'll work with them to get them back in. Sportsmanship. If they have questions on a call, just ask us. Please don't yell. You, as coaches, set the tone of sportsmanship. Good luck. Please check the book, and then go on our way with the rest of our pregame duties. Jump ball. Reminder rules. There are only 2 times in a game which we will have a jump ball. A jump ball to begin the game and a jump ball to begin extra period. What we have here is the umpire. Your back is going to be to the scores table. When that referee blows their whistle, all right, you're going to raise your hand, because that will start the clock once it's legally touched by a player. Referee, you are facing the scores table, making sure the 2 jumpers are on either side of their respective side of the court, and there's no contact prior to you tossing the ball up. Remind the players not to go for the ball until you have released it, and referees, you should toss that ball from above your head. If you do it from below your head, you're going to get quick tips. So start that ball above your head and push it upwards to the highest point in which either player has to jump to legally touch it. Umpire 1, you are the only one that has the whistle in your mouth. You're going to have a whistle for quick violation, quick out of bounds, quick foul, and a bad toss. It is okay if it's a bad toss to redo it. All right, if we do redo a bad toss, make sure we put the correct time on the clock. Half court coverage. Trail official, you have 60% of the court. Lead official, you have 40% of the court. As we're watching the game film, it's all about eyes and trusting your partner that they see their coverage area the best. Now, when we talk about primary coverage area, or PCA, 50-50 calls, as in half the teams are going to like the call, half the teams are not going to like the call. Let the primary calling official make that judgment. They have all the information. They have the best angle. Now, with that being said, if everybody in the gym sees a foul or violation and it is not in your primary coverage area, have a cadence or slow whistle. Then go in and get the call right. Because at the end of the day, that is our job as sports officials. Keep the game safe, keep the game fair, and get calls correct. So if there's a foul in the lane that everybody in the gym sees except the lead official, trail official, blow your whistle late and call the foul. Lead official, if there is a foul, a lot of times it's illegal screens outside of your area. Give the trail the first shot at it. If everybody in the gym sees it, have a slow cadence whistle, go ahead and call it. But our goal every single game is to limit the double whistles. All right, the more double whistles we have, the more likely we're going to have two different signals, two different judgments that will lead to frustration and confusion, which then leads to unsporting behavior. So let's have good discipline in our primary coverage area. Press and out of bounds. All right, so this is a full court. Trail official, you are going to have this whole entire sideline and end line for out of bounds. Lead official, you are going to have the baseline and then this sideline for out of bounds. Very important that we know which lines we're responsible for when it comes to out of bounds. Again, to avoid two whistles, two different judgments. If we have one official pointing and saying white, another official pointing and saying blue, we are going to have everybody upset. If that does happen, go to the possession arrow by rule. All right, then you have the rule to fall back on. But to avoid that situation, trail official, you got the end line, the line behind you in the play, and then the sideline on your side. Lead official, you have the baseline, the line ahead of the play, and your sideline. Notice where the trail and lead are here. Stay wide and deep. You do not want to officiate in the middle of the court. Otherwise, you can't officiate your lines respectively, and you're going to get in the way of the players. Press. All right, trail official, you are going to stay just a little bit behind the ball as much as you possibly can. Lead official, always have your head over your shoulder looking into the court. You only want to go as deep as the deepest players down the court. So if all 10 players are staying in the backcourt because there's a press situation, lead official, stay in the backcourt and help your trail. If 8 players are going down, transition, and there's only 2 in the backcourt, that's not a press. That's a one-on-one matchup. Now the trail could have that. So read the players. If they all go down court with the players. If everybody's staying to help with offensive and defensive press, stay back in the backcourt. Timeouts. When I'm out observing officials, when coaches who are officials are coaching a game, and when fans are officials and they're watching the game, this is how we know if an official has taken time to master the craft. Okay, 2-person mechanics. Lead official or throw-in administrating official. You will stand at the spot of the throw-in with the ball. It's important to do this because coaches in timeouts are doing strategy. They will ask, where's the ball? They'll forget. They will look back and look at you. Where's the ball? Now they know where that ball is, so they come out of the timeout. They know what play to run. Non-throw-in administering official. Full timeout. You're on the backside of the half-court circle. 30-second timeout. You are in the front side of that half-court division line circle. It does not have to be lead official, trail official. It all determines on which official will be conducting the throw-in. Conducting the throw-in, stay with the ball at the spot. Non-administering official for the throw-in, 30-second front side, 60-second backside. This one official, you are going to be going to both huddles at that first horn, reminding them that they need to be out on the court by the second horn. This picture diagram is what we are signaling. So arms out wide is a full timeout. A tap on the shoulders is 30-second timeout. Starting the clock is just a twirl of the fingers. And then after the first horn, you're going to both benches to make sure that they know one horn left. Please get the players out and ready. To avoid a delay of game warning, don't start the timeout till the players are clearly in their bench area. So many times officials rush into a timeout and the players are still running across each other and words are said, body contact is made, now we have unsporting behavior. Let the players get to the bench area, then report the timeout, and at the first horn, get them out of the timeout. Last second shot, 1 minute, one finger up, both officials. It's the only time during the game fans are watching the clock when the whistle blows. Under 30 seconds, trail. You are responsible for the shot now. You are tapping your chest saying, I got it, I got it. Lead official, point to the trail so they are reminded they have the shot, and you are reminding yourself not to determine that. Both officials have clock status. So whoever blows the whistle, non-calling official, look at the clock. Calling official, once the players separate, look at the clock. We both have clock status. And in two-person, it's only the trail that has the shot. If the shot is legal, as in they got it off in time, do not blow your whistle until that shot is made or missed. If the shot is late, as in the period has expired, whistle as soon as you can, trail. There's nothing worse than no whistle. The ball goes in the basket, and then we wave it off. To avoid that frustration, confusion, and unsporting behavior reaction, no whistle means that shot was legal, and if it goes, it counts. A whistle right away lets everybody know the shot was not legal, it was late. No matter if that ball goes in or not, it's no good. All right, so now the hands-on learners. All right, we're going to watch two officials work a freshman game. If you go out to court, take a look around. See how many phones are out. See how many iPads are out. See how many games that you're working are actually being recorded. And if you have time, introduce yourself. Ask that person, hey, can I get a copy of this game film? And don't only watch yourself one time. Us watching game film is like a movie. You watch a movie the first time, you see some things. You watch it a second time, whoa, you see a lot more things, different things. So take time to watch yourself on film. In this video, we got 1 quarter freshman basketball. We have new officials watching this training tape. This training tape is not only for new officials. And I mean that because there's actually some pretty good case plays in this training tape. So new officials, yes, you might be the primary audience. Returning veteran officials, there's going to be a lot you could learn from this training tape with situations and rule information. And varsity officials, we're 1 injury away of having to work 2-person. All right, somebody could blow a calf, somebody could blow a hamstring, somebody could slip on a car and fall down and break their ankle. This is a good training tape to remind ourselves, how to work 2-person mechanics. And with no further ado, all right, we have the opening tip. So you have the referee pointing red White. Starting the ball above the head. Umpire, this is where you want to have your hand up. See how we're starting the ball above the player's heads. This is the ideal position to start this toss. Once the ball's legally touched right now, that's when the umpire should be lowering their hand. Umpire will always go the direction of the ball. Not necessarily always with the offensive team, because if this ball were to be tapped in the backcourt and the white team possessed the ball, umpire is going with the basketball. And then the referee will be the first opposite the umpire. All right, so if we were to play this out a little bit different, ball goes into white's backcourt, white gets the basketball. All right, so now the referee would have gone to the baseline. All right, but white got it. They're on offense. They're in the front court. Umpire is now the lead official. Shot went off from the primary coverage area official. He is indicating a three-point shot because it came from his area. The other official in two-person watched all these rebounders. Since this basket went in, lead official signaled it. Only the trail will mirror it. That is good mechanics. This is a sort of press coverage. Trail official staying behind perfectly. Lead official not sprinting down the court, staying with the deepest players on this press coverage, head over the shoulder, watching the sideline. Good press coverage mechanics there. So we won't break down every single play. We'll talk about primary coverage area. So we got the free throw line extended all the way out to the sideline. This is the leads area. Trail official has what I would call the power L and always wants to continue to move to see through plays. All right, so there's an example of out of bounds. One arm mechanic. We raise our arm high in the air with an open hand violation. Point the direction of the ball while only stating what team will have the ball. White. Here comes press coverage again. Trail official staying out of bounds. The new lead official only going as deep as the deepest player. And that's why you don't want to get ahead as a trail official. If a trail official gets ahead, they're going to be out of position on a turnover like that. So good job, trail, staying trail. Lead official, good job staying back to help and getting down the court with the players when they go down the court. Member in two-person, lead official, that is your sideline. So good job of keeping your eyes on the basketball. Now we're at half-court primary coverage area. So this is the gray zone. All right, so we're going to use body language. Lead official, turn completely to this play. I am giving body language, I have this matchup. Free throw line extended below. That tells the trail official, watch the players on the backside. If this lead official had their chest into the paint, that's the body language saying, I don't have this matchup. So a lot of things you can learn by watching your body language of your partner, of where they're looking. Use your body to show where you're looking to help your partner out. All right, first foul of the game. We're going to go back to primary coverage area. All right, so this starts in the trail's primary coverage area. Now it's going to go to a secondary defender, and that secondary defender is in the lead's primary coverage area. So this is a good job of foul and only one whistle for the official that has primary coverage area. And we say this all the time. On all fouls, especially shooting fouls from first grade all the way up to college, we need to switch so the same official is not calling the same fouls against the same team. So this lead official just called a foul on white. They are now going to be in the position of the lead official. So if there's a similar play, they would then call the foul on red. Right? If we don't switch, we are only calling fouls for one team. And the perception is, why is this official picking on us? He's only calling fouls on us. And that's what switching does on fouls, prevents from happening. Free throw mechanics here. The trail official, you have the shooter, the top player, and the top two players opposite, along with all these girls outside for violations. Any official can get any foul in two-person, but for violations, trail official has shooter, top lane space, top two lane spaces. Lead official, you have violation, the two low spaces, and that middle one there. All right, that is just for violations. Once that shot is released and the players are coming in, any official can get any foul. So this is a unique case play, talk about for experienced officials as well. All right, so we have a pass from the corner that you could clearly tell that was not a shot. And that ball hits the rim. Let's just say White tips this ball and it goes out of bounds. What do we do with the shot clock? If Red were to retain possession of this ball, shot clock would not change. Yes, the ball hit the rim, but in high school federation shot clock rules, just because the ball hits the rim does not mean it's reset. It has to be a legitimate shot attempt. We don't have to worry about shot clock here, and if this was a varsity game, we have a change of possession, reset the shot clock. All right, what we're going to see here is timeout administration. All right, this player dribbles into problem territory. All right, so now we have the lead official properly making sure no out-of-bound violation is happening here. We have the trail official. He is going to be mostly responsible for the illegal contact, but he's also by the coaches. All right, so he's going to be mentally preparing. Oh, shoot, White's in a really bad trap right now. I better be aware of a timeout. Timeout is called. All right, so now what we're going to do here is the administering official can be either one. All right, so since the calling official here is going to take the timeout, we are actually going to switch positions, and the new lead will administer. One official has to be standing the ball where it will next be thrown in. The other official will be standing at the division line circle. All right, so indicating where the ball will be put into play. Administering timeout official, all right, was standing right there at the front side of the circle because it was a 30-second timeout. Throwing administering official is standing at the spot where that ball will be thrown in. On that second horn, let's get those girls out, ready to rock and roll and play ball. All right, we have a foul. All right, we have a foul in the front court. Right now, when we just take a look at mechanics and signals, does our mechanics show the full story? Yes, we know the ball was thrown at the official, but slow down and make sure we report what the foul was so the coaches can teach their players. All right, since Team A is inbounding the ball in the front court, we want to find that 28-foot line, not the spot nearest where that foul took place. Legal to reach at the basketball. That was a good job, good judgment of not calling a foul there, as it was legal to reach in and tap that basketball. Is this a violation? Let's replay it. If that ball hits off any edge, outer edge of the backboard, it is live and in play. So this ball hit the foam padding. That ball is live and in play. Had it hit this black or the back side of the backboard, it would be dead by rule. So rule reminder, weird play, but all four outer edges are live and in play. All right, so we take a look at mechanics. Official did raise their hand, open hand, but it's not as clear and as crisp. All right, remember, let the players get the ball. We're not going to be ball chasers. Sharp, direct, arm up, sharp, direct point, while saying only White. Only give the explanation if there's a confusion or you get a reaction like, what? How's it white ball? Right arm up when you blow the whistle, right arm point, white. Left arm up, red. Good job by this calling official. Number one, it wasn't a foul. We have the ball sharp and directly blocked. Number two, he does not give the blocking tip signal. You do not want to give that tip signal when there's a block shot. Because if you give that tip signal and your partner comes in with a foul, we have two signals and a lot of confusion. All right, we're going to talk about 50-50 calls here. So I could see on this play in the lane, half the gym wants the foul, half the gym doesn't want a foul. These are the 50-50 calls. We need to let the primary coverage official have that judgment. So good job trusting the partner, and that partner who didn't have a foul, they have the best information to explain to the coach who wants the foul why it was not a foul. Why are we inbounding the ball now at the end line when it went out on the sideline? Again, rule. Since this is a violation by the thrower because the ball did not touch any player in bounds, the ball never got inbound status. Since the ball never got inbound status, we don't have an out of bounds violation here. We have a throw-in violation here. And the spot nearest where that throw-in was made was where the thrower was. So in this situation, not a really big deal. But let's say if this was the front court, a sideline out of bounds versus a baseline out of bounds is a huge deal. So this is a throw-in violation, not an out of bounds violation. A lot of stuff going on here. Was this a backcourt violation or was this a held ball? Philosophy. We're in the first quarter. It's 9-6. And possessions aren't going to make the difference of win or lose. What did majority of people see in the gym? Go with what people saw in the gym. Held ball. Let's take another look at this play. Does this ball get front court status? Possession with both feet in the front court, and then the girl steps on the division line. By rule, this would be backcourt violation. You got 2 feet in the front court, we got possession of the ball, then she steps on the division line, backcourt violation. But don't pick that battle. That's not what everybody saw. Everybody saw the held ball. Go with the held ball. We got held ball. Team A is going to be inbounded in the front court, 28-foot line. This is what we're talking about on inbounds. Be slow. Have an inbounds routine. All right, we're looking at the player, we're looking at the clock, we're making sure there's no substitutes coming to the table. Since red is coming to the table, let's allow this sub to come in. All right, slow down, not in a hurry, especially if you're working youth basketball and that clock is running. Let that clock run when they sub. So this is going to be an example of primary coverage area. The calling official is looking at this player, this shooter from the primary coverage area, indicating 2 points. If that shot were to go in, it would have only been a 2-point shot. If it does go in when the foot's on the line, be overzealous on letting the scorekeeper know only a 2-point shot. Violation, travel. The next team to inbound the ball is going to be the new offense. 2 things we could do here in 2-person. All right, the first one is do what we did here. The calling official stays the same, and we switch positions. Another thing what we could do here is bump and run. All right, so that old lead would bump this old trail, so that old trail becomes the new lead. Since it wasn't a foul, we haven't called fouls on the other team yet. All right, so you could do what that crew did there, or you could do what we call bump and run, so we keep it as evenly as possible of who's calling fouls as a lead official on which team. So what we have here is another example of primary coverage area. It starts in the trail primary coverage area. Trail has this defender. Here comes a secondary defender from the leads area inside the lane. So the judgment is going to be the primary lead official. We have block moving into the shooter. You probably could have went verticality, illegal use of hands as well. Again, shooting foul, officials switch. So you ask, do veteran officials really have to watch film? Yes. We have an out of bounds violation here. Look where it went out of bounds. It went out of bounds by that 3-point arc. Where should we inbound that ball by rule? Where that ball went out of bounds. This is not a 4 designated spot situation. All out of bounds should be placed where the ball went out of bounds. 3-point arc. Philosophy here. 44 forward into the opponent. You could call this both ways. 1, impeded normal basketball movement because it took the opponent away from the basket. 2, no call because she was able to do the normal basketball movement of pass it to her teammate. In either case, the ball was passed and the foul was called. Fast forward here to the next play. We have another judgment call. This official just called a foul against White. Foul, illegal use of hands on the shooter. Trail official had an awesome look at it. Lead official gives it up to the trail official. Why? Because now we have a different official reporting the foul against the White team. So if you're in a situation where you have called multiple fouls against the same team as the same official, and if you do have a double whistle, give it up to your partner. Perception is reality. Different official now is calling a foul on that team. The last play we're going to take a look at here is end of the quarter, last second shot. It was the trail, now it's the new trail. We are underneath 30 seconds here. It is now this trail official's shot. All right, we have the lead waving it off. This is where we could get into trouble as a crew. Only one official should be determining if it's good or not by signal. Yes, you can get together as a crew and change your judgment, but only the trail official should call the basket is good or wave it off, the basket is no good. That is our 2-person training tape for the day. Those of you who are working 2-person, watch this video again. Those of you who are in your first, second, third year of officiating, watch this video 5 times. Come back in January, watch training tape 2-person video number 2. I can't express enough. Use our mechanics, use our signals, use our voice commands in the correct way to prevent players, coaches, and fans yelling at us. The only difference between these 2 officials on this game was experience and reps. They made the same judgment calls. They made the same violation calls. It's just judgment and reps with mechanics, signals, and voice that is going to crispen and separate officials. Judgment does not separate officials. Mechanics, signals, and voice commands do. Thank you to Ben Jensen for giving us permission to use this video, and thank you to Bennington High School basketball program for sharing this video for the benefit of educating others. Officials, thank you for taking time out with PSOA today, and remember, you are only as good as your last call.